Major market dump. Phase one around June 11th. A little bit more than a month. All right, guys. So this is not financial advice. This is for edutainment purposes. I am a crypto astrologer. I'm used to be an engineer, so I'm trained to look for patterns. I'm trained to analyze. So I found something very interesting looking at the astrology and the markets. All right, take a look at this. So this is astrology. You may not know how this works, but so this is Pluto. I'll explain. This is Pluto right here, and okay, the last time Pluto transited a new sign was the 2008 crash. Okay, so Pluto has a major effect on the markets and on the world consciousness, really. So Pluto just transited into Aquarius on March 23rd. Now what's going to happen is if you look at Pluto right here, when I go forward, it's going to turn red, which means it's going to go retrograde very soon on March 2nd. And it's going to go backwards back into Capricorn. All right, so I'll explain what that means. So we're going to transit back into the sign that it was in before. And that happens on June 11th, okay? Now, the last time Pluto behaved this way, where it transited through into a new sign 3 times, which is going to happen, it already happened once. It's going to happen again in January of next year, and then again in November. The last time this happened 3 times was 1957. So I looked at the charts in 1957. I looked at what happens when Pluto retrogrades back over to 0 degrees in the new sign. And what I saw back then, January 1957, was we saw a major crash here. Not like super major, but we saw a big dump. And this dump was about, let's see how far it went. Looks like it was only a 10%. I'm not sure if that's correct scale there, but it says a 10% dump. But we saw that dump there. And then what happened? So then we saw a major move up and then a massive dump. So we could call this the phase 1 dump, and then a correction, and then phase 2 major dump. All right. So I found this very interesting that when Pluto retrograded back into 0 degrees, that's pretty much exactly when we saw this dump. So could this same pattern repeat? Now, doesn't this market back in 1956, 1957, doesn't this look quite similar to where we are right now on the Dow Jones? And I can show you again. If you look at the Dow Jones and the S&P 500, it looks something quite like this. So we're in a pretty similar spot here. Could we see this kind of behavior? Could we see a major correction around June 11th through the summer, and then see a major market rebound here? And so I will look more into this. So here's a closer up. Here's a closer up image when Pluto comes back 0 degrees, retrogrades. Then we see that correction. Then we see a major market dump, and then it retrogrades again next year at some point. That should be around summer of next year. Perhaps we'll see a major market local bottom there, and then perhaps after next summer, then we'll see this major bull run. Or it could go into 2025 even. And let's also, hopefully this doesn't confuse you, but this is these are the 3 times in 1957 that Pluto entered into 0 degrees. This is a slightly different pattern that we're looking at. When it entered 0 degrees, we saw it kind of flatten out, and then we saw that drop later on. And then the next time it entered 0 degrees, it already started this crash, but we saw kind of the market hold up here a little bit, but then it crashed more. And then it wasn't until the 3rd time that Pluto ingressed 0 degrees the third and final time that we already saw ourselves in this bull run. So if history repeats, this was March 23rd. We could be seeing this kind of behavior. Pluto will ingress again January 2024. So could we already see the market correction and then the market starting to collapse around maybe the end of this year, maybe November, December, and then in January it kind of holds up and then we continue to go down. And then not until maybe the late summer, early fall of next year are we already going to be in that bull run phase. All right, so very interesting. What do you guys think? And let's take a look at the Fed watch tool here. See the likelihood if the Fed is going to, I'm going to reload it. The Fed is going to hike rates. All right, we're still at an 85% chance that they're going to hike rates on May 3rd. It's coming up in a week. Let's look at the probabilities. Yep, we're at 85% hiking, but they could pause it after this. Right now, the probabilities are showing that they're going to pause it in the summer and they're going to start cutting rates in the late summer. That's just the probabilities right now. I'll keep you updated on that. That should be very interesting because if they do pause, that could be very bullish in the short term. Now, we are dealing with some scary bank collapse events. This is particularly scary for me because my dad banks with this bank, First Republic Bank. So I hope everything goes all right here. But it says why big banks are reluctant to rescue First Republic again. First Republic may not survive even after 2 multi-billion-dollar bailouts. So they've already received major bailouts and they're still having problems. Shares of First Republic sink as banking industry woes flare anew. San Francisco's First Republic Bank on the brink of collapse, experts say. So this is pretty crazy. We're seeing more bank collapses here, guys. Could be a good idea. I've been saying this for months and months and months to diversify your cash into multiple banks, potentially in multiple currencies. There's certain things I can't say about that because they might be coming out with new laws where people aren't really allowed to talk about this. Wonder why they're doing that. Yeah, very interesting. And yeah, so you got to figure out a way to diversify your cash and what you value. So if you're looking to get some support on creating a solid strategy so that if we when we continue to see bank collapses, because they're literally happening right now, and First Republic is just kind of the top of the iceberg. We got to prepare now, guys. This is very important if you want to keep your hard-earned cash and keep the value that you've accumulated. Definitely get some support if you feel like you need it. You can get a one-on-one session with me. I have a special for you have 3 more days until the end of April to get a special deal on a one-on-one session with me, and I will help you personally come up with a strategy that works for your personality. But more importantly, I'm going to look at your astrology. So this is an astrology reading, and I'm going to align specific dates that I see coming up in the future, next month, perhaps the month after in the summer, in June, to help you align an ideal strategy right now. Because guys, this is a critical time. We are seeing bank collapses all over the world right now. Things are changing rapidly. You have got to prepare now. So get that session if you feel like you need that. You need to set yourself for success. You don't want to lose your hard-earned money. Okay, so I'll look at your astrology and I'll help you specifically see specific themes to help you make decisions now, because you have to prepare now. In fact, you got to prepare yesterday. Okay, so definitely get on that. It's in the description box below. Looking forward to talking with you, and hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I come out with these videos every day for free. Okay, super high value for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you very soon.